Show of Support has come a long ways from its humble beginnings 10 years ago.
Lane? There they are.
Terry's strange request to offer a deer hunt went all the way up the chain of command to General Hollingsworth at the Pentagon.
It was a rush of adrenaline that I'll not soon forget.
We're not politically correct, we just have common sense.
Unscripted, unfiltered, unfaltering. Show of Support's Hunt for Heroes offers tributes and true stories of remarkable courage.
If these terrorists could come in your bedroom, they'd kill you, your wife, and your kids. And that's what these men are fighting to protect us from, these murdering idiots. And they're taking them out so that we don't have to deal with them over here.
Show of Support started it all just after the shock and awe bound a nation together. Now, years of footage portraying wounded veterans, deer stands, and standing ovations. Hunt for Heroes, that started as one man's way to say thanks, is now a series that many say is way overdue.
I ain't never felt like that before, and I want to feel that again.
It's just a raw emotion.
They left us being loved and being honored for the heroes that they are.
We still have 40,000 injured troops.
If you threaten our people and our way of life, we will find you wherever you may be hiding, in the place you feel most safe, and we'll kill you in your own bedroom. Thank you for being a country worth fighting for. God bless you, and God bless the United States of America.
It's going to take a while to get around to all of them, but there's no quitting. It'll never stop as long as I'm breathing.
Show of Support Hunt for Heroes is made possible through a partnership with Pioneer Natural Resources, Boss Blinds, Kel-Tec, Tico Field Service, Double J Ranches, CBT Charities, and Christmas for our troops.
The passion hasn't subsided. It never will subside. The pieces, there's getting to be so many pieces to it, it's getting overwhelming even to me. They deserve it, but there's lots of nuts and bolts to this thing.
Finally made it in, huh?
Yes, we made it in.
It's November in Midland, Texas. A procession of heroes makes a stop at an old airplane hangar, a remnant of World War II. Show of Support has come a long ways from its humble beginnings 10 years ago. Now, every year, 25 combat veterans get the chance to not only experience a deer hunt, but along the way, they and their wives are treated to a level of gratitude that's hard to measure. On this stop at the Confederate Air Museum, one speaker in particular is about to capture everyone's attention.
At this time, I'd like to introduce our keynote speaker. Lane Morris is retired U.S. Army. He was the first soldier who ever went on this Hunt for Heroes, Terry tells me. He can probably tell you more about that, ladies and gentlemen. Please welcome Lane Morris.
Well, thank you. It's an honor and a privilege to be here once again.
Former Special Forces soldier Lane Morris has made a habit of attending every Show of Support Hunt for Heroes he can. It was Lane who was one of 2 hunters a decade ago who unknowingly helped create an incredible legacy.
We were at 230-something last year, so we're going to be 280 this year when we're done, roughly.
280 what?
280 wounded, injured veterans coming out and trying to say thanks to them. Started with 2. Never dreamed it'd go past that.
Final call. 2538. All ticketed expert passengers must be going through security at this time.
It was originally going to be a hunt for one person. The support was so great, we were able to put on 2 hunts.
Just laying out there, we were walking through there.
For Terry Johnson, it seems like just yesterday when in a West Texas airport, along with outfitter Frank Carter and United States Marine General Bob Hollingsworth, the very first Show of Support hunt was about to move from one man's dream to reality.
Is that them?
Yep. Terry just wanted to show his appreciation for the fighting men and women of this country by sharing his great passion for deer hunting.
Lane is the guy with the mustache, the black shirt, and then Russ is one in the tan. Yeah, the tall one.
When I saw them coming off the plane, they were walking together, and to see the attitudes on their face was what impressed me.
Lane?
There they are.
Good to
How
see
you doing, sir?
I'm doing super.
Good to see you.
Good Terry Johnson.
That's me.
Terry's strange request to offer a deer hunt went all the way up the chain of command to General Hollingsworth at the Pentagon. Oddly enough, since this footage was taken, General Hollingsworth, too, has attended every show of support hunt. But on this day, years ago, his hand-picked combat veterans were in for a groundbreaking show of gratitude.
The events of 9/11 really got to me. There wasn't anything I could go do, but I could certainly support the people that were doing what needed to be done. This was my way of letting them know what they do is appreciated.
So much has changed since that first hunt, and so much has stayed the same. The enormous Rocking Chair Ranch is still the host property, famous for wide open spaces and huge whitetail bucks.
Well, welcome home, guys.
Home sweet home for the next 3 or 4 days.
Thank you.
And one more thing that hasn't changed is the therapeutic nature of this incredible land. And two fighting men are about to discover that for the first time, as Show of Support Hunt for Heroes looks back 10 years ago. Stay with us.
I've been hunting since I was about 14 years old. I'm 40 now. Obviously never been deer hunting. Little bird hunting, went jackrabbit hunting, but never anything on this scale.
United States Marine Iraq War veteran Russ Williams is on his first deer hunt, on the ground with outfitter Frank Carter. The wind is blowing and it's got the deer stirred up in this old oil-field pipeline right-of-way.
There's 4 of them coming from back there.
The view, it seems, is getting better every minute. And Russ hasn't felt this much adrenaline since his boots touched the ground in a place called Iraq.
We weren't there to overtake their country. We're there to help them. We're there to remove the evil dictator Saddam Hussein. I think, like most Americans, are extremely angry about the events of September 11th. I wasn't angry per se at Iraq. It was kind of exciting to go over there. It's the big hunt. I've been a Marine for 16 years. It's kind of like you've been practicing all that time. It's time to go play ball.
It's a nice deer. Looks like a 10-point. He's got a split G2.
As I looked over my right shoulder and saw that big 10-point coming from the right, only about 40 yards out, first thought going through my mind is, that's him.
All eyes are on this incredible buck. If not for the wind, Russ would be able to hear his own heartbeat.
When Frank finally said, okay, that's the one, I just took a deep breath, let it out, sighted in, didn't even squeeze the trigger, I just thought about it.
Waiting for a shot can seem like forever here in the Concho Valley of Texas. With the buck facing head on, Russ keeps the barrel locked in, waiting for a broadside.
When I had that buck in the sights and I knew that trigger squeeze was coming, I was fighting off my heart rate going up and my breathing getting faster, trying to slow myself down and calm myself down enough to get that shot off. It was a rush of adrenaline that I'll not soon forget.
Finally, a perfect angle.
He's hit. Good shot, man. Congratulations.
Got it. That's outstanding.
Good shot.
Oh, yeah.
I think you'll be thrilled with that deer.
All right. I never saw him fall, but I knew that I didn't miss.
This being the case, you might want to go ahead and put a shell back in it.
I'm kind of approaching him like he's a suspect, walking up on him, and Frank's saying, you go ahead and chamber around. And I'm thinking, well, okay, you're going to chamber around in case he decides to come back to life and come at me with his horns or something. I don't know. But the excitement and the adrenaline and the anticipation were pretty awesome.
There he is. You see him? There he is. He's down.
I got him.
He's down. He's not going on. Go ahead and ease up to him just in case. Stay in front of him. He's down. Excellent, excellent, excellent. Excellent. Nice deer, nice deer. He's beautiful. He's a mature deer. Very mature. That's a nice deer. Real nice deer. Good shot. He didn't go for it, did he?
No,
That's an exceptional deer for your first deer, and it's a great deer for Texas.
First one.
People that hunt a long time looking for a deer like that. That's great. Great. Hold him up. Yeah, that's a nice deer.
As Frank Carter leaves to get the pickup, he leaves a first-time hunter digesting so many thoughts and emotions.
I'm thinking this is outstanding. This is just a great experience. Every single day, I think about the guys that are still there, the guys that are returning, and I pray for them every single day. And maybe some small way, me coming out here and getting to experience this and do these things, I can tell them about it and let them know, and I can do it in some way for them as well. It's quite an experience here.
Terry Johnson is about to come face to face with the whole reason he started Show of Support Hunt for Heroes. Little did he realize during this moment almost 10 years ago that this would be the beginning of hundreds of these type hunts, and that this moment in the Texas brush would inspire dozens and dozens of similar programs across the country.
I never intended to do this in public, and I like being hidden from the crowd. And you know better than anybody, I didn't want you filming the first hunt. I didn't want to do this in public. It's something I wanted to do one-on-one. I want my 1 minute with those guys.
Hunting's something I've done for quite a while. It's something I really enjoy. I've gotten to take a lot of people on their first hunt. It seems to bring out the best in people, and I felt it'd just be a good venue to tell these guys thank you.
It was a foggy morning almost 10 years ago when Terry Johnson talked outfitter Frank Carter into letting him guide Special Forces soldier Lane Morris here on the Rocking Chair Ranch in West Texas.
I'm wondering what's going through Lane's mind, wondering where he's been and what he's had to see. It's something I can't imagine they had to do.
Oh my God! Oh my God!
Just after September 11th, the whole country was waiting, the whole world was waiting for our response. And to get tapped on the shoulder and told you're part of that response, that felt then, it feels now like a great honor. I truly was excited and happy to go.
It surprised me that early in the morning, as the sun was rising, Lane started telling the story of how he lost his eye and about his buddies that were with him when the attack happened.
I was blinded in the right eye, and that was a difficult transition, but it's hard to have a bad day when you can't make it through without people thanking you and telling you what a great job you did.
Eventually, as morning wears on and the sun defeats the fog, the whitetail move to their bedding areas for the balance of the day.
I need to prop something up in the back and level the floor up a little.
Just sitting there with Lane and visiting with him and hearing his life and what happened, I was enjoying getting to know him more and more as the morning went on.
After more than 200 hunts, this old footage of the original Show of Support Hunt for Heroes becomes that much more heartfelt and meaningful.
Yeah, when they're done, they're done. They just, something tells them, okay, let's go. It's time to go to bed.
And the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there.
That 1 minute I get to see the relief in their eyes, and I see the gratitude, and I see the realization from them that what they did was worth it. They knew they were fighting for America. I show them America.
Show of Support added a banquet in Midland, Texas to the hunt after the first year, and the growth has been nothing short of phenomenal.
My town just keeps coming on board. Things just keep coming to this event. We're not politically correct, we just have common sense. We know how things ought to be, and this is what ought to be.
But it was on this hunt that started it all. Little does Lane Morris realize that his afternoon hunt back at the same ranch, the same blind, would open the floodgates of gratitude for hundreds of American military heroes. It's this hunt that started it all, and it continues on the Show of Support hunt for heroes. Stay with us. It's nothing like seeing a deer under a feeder to set off a firestorm of criticism and caustic rhetoric. The truth is, 97% of white-tailed bucks in Texas are shot under or next to a feeder, and Terry Johnson is not about to wave off a man who risked his life to save the lives of so many Americans. This is Lane's first deer. This is Texas, and this is legal. Blind in his right eye, Lane watches the buck and waits for the vitals to clear the leg of the feeder.
When you're sitting in a blind with a man who's been in the Special Forces, living in caves in Afghanistan, you figure he can pretty well handle what's fixing to happen.
Okay, that's clear here.
Yeah, I think I can do it.
Okay, just whenever you're ready. I think you did it. Good shot. Great shot.
When Lane fired, the deer just hit the ground, and it was a great feeling. It was great for me, it was great for Lane, and it was a good feeling to see it come to such a happy conclusion.
Let's go see what we did. See what you did. I think you did good. Very good.
I was excited to really get my hands on him and just check him out. That's a thrill to be able to get up and on something like that is so beautiful.
Let's look at him from the other side.
After it's all said and done, and these two guys have gotten two good deer, it's a great feeling.
I was going to grab the truck and just drive up to here.
I'm gonna go get my camera out of the stand. I didn't even all the excitement.
As Terry brings the vehicle, Lane returns to the blind to gather his things.
I'm thinking about this country. I think about the freedom we enjoy, and the men who've come before me, who've given everything, and the men who are out there right now, giving everything.
What does this do to you inside?
It just... Well, it makes me proud to be an American after meeting these two guys, Russ and Lane, to be represented by these people as a great service to America. These are two fine young men. It's been my pleasure to get to know them. and to see what they've been through and what they've done, what they've done, it's awesome. It's absolutely awesome.
Show of support is here because of one man, Terry Johnson, who felt an obligation as he looked around and saw men who were sacrificing, and he said to himself, I've got to do something for these guys.
Little did Terry Johnson realize how many people would be touched even 10 years after that first hunt. Now the program serves as a symbol of one man's commitment to never stop. Show of support.
Thank you very much for having me, and God bless you all, and God bless America.
We still have 40,000 injured troops. It's going to take a while to get around all of them, but there's no quitting.